Good morning. Here we are on the way to Graz. We drove overnight from Zurich, and once again I failed to sleep on the bus. Or to be more accurate, I thought I failed to sleep. I was aware of an unbroken train of thought throughout the night, but when I got up at 4 a.m. my body didn't feel tired, so I must have slept in some way. I managed to miss the drama of the night in which the driver clipped the side of the bus on some roadworks, which was very frightening for anyone who was awake at the time. I usually spend the first couple of days on a tour watching the driver. My life will be in his hands for some weeks, and I need to feel safe. So I spend a few hours sitting beside them, ostensibly to watch the scenery, though that's a hard argument to make in the middle of the night on an overnight drive, but really to watch their driving. There are two drivers on the bus, and I'd satisfied myself they were both fine. But I guess he made a mistake. Or, worst case scenario, he dropped off. A new co-driver joined us after this. I may not be able to do daily updates as we're doing overnighters for the next few nights and I have limited editing time and uploading facilities on the bus. This is pretty. This is the Oldfield in Graz in Austria. Lovely drive in this morning through the mountains. And this is tonight's gig. A lot of people played there. Lovely foyer. To my untrained eye, I would say this looks a bit Art Deco, but I could be wrong. We have to be quiet because the piano tuner is doing his work and they get very ratty if you make a noise. Here we are in the Altstadt, the old town of Graz in Austria, the medieval city centre. And I love the way these places are sanitised and restored, because of course in medieval times you wouldn't be able to walk down this street for the cow dung, horse shit, human feces and piss, rotting vegetables, rotting meat, you name it, you wouldn't have been able to walk. Excuse me. You wouldn't have been able to walk along the street. It would have been lined with beggars and hawkers and all kinds of things going on. But now it's all shiny and clean and bright, the way the modern world must be. And probably the more pleasant for it. But not what one would imagine as authentic in any meaningful sense of the word. And an easy winner of the Unique and Unusual Signs of the World award, warning of roof avalanches, big lumps of snow falling on your head. Fortunately, because the weather is so mild, there's not a snowflake to be seen, apart from myself obviously, in the entire surroundings. but probably as well to be aware of this in a normal winter. Marketing, maybe sell both. Now then, that looks like quite a climb, all the way up there. And if you think I'm doing it, you can think again. I don't think so. Not today. If I'd arrived earlier and had more time, like to stop at every landing, heaving, gasping for breath, sweat dripping off me, then I might have attempted it. But I'm going to pass on that particular tourist delight today. However, there are alternative entertainments. Sadly, it started at midday. I'll probably miss the action. I don't know where this comes from, but it's laid out here in the street. Meine Oma, my grandmother, nimmt mich an der Hand, took me in the hand, and then steigen wir ein, we get on board, and when we're wieder aussteigen, when we get off again, sind wir in Graz. We are in Graz. I wonder what that's from. So here we are once again on a beautiful old street, and here is this. More architectural dissonance, as on the Champs-Élysées, or do we like it? Your verdict in the comments, please. Oh, look! I think I kind of like it, just for the barefaced cheek of the bloody thing. Look at it. Extraordinary. If I was a proper photojournalist, I would go and find out what it is. So actually I will. Let's find out what this is. I should have known. Kunsthaus. It's an art house. I like it actually. The more I look at it, the more I like it. And art galleries are wonderful and provocative things. If you go to Margate, the town has been revived by the Turner Contemporary Gallery, which when it was proposed, the residents of Margate were up in arms about, saying, what use is an art gallery to us? What actually happened was that all the abandoned, derelict shops in the old town next to the gallery space suddenly turned into pop-up coffee shops and vintage retro clothes shops, and the owners of the properties suddenly started collecting rents again, and the old town was revived. That surely is a good thing, and it's now an essential part of Margate's centre and culture. And you know I like my culture as much as I like my sculpture. I like it a lot. It's brilliant. It's like a whale. Love it.